Peace, loves. I usually don't do this, weigh in on TV shows, and I definitely don't affiliate with drama. The level of peace that I possess and joy came at a cost. I had to work my way to this point. So I know what the opposite end of the spectrum is for me. The opposite end of this peace and joy that I feel and have. I know where that takes me. I know where the opposite end of my peace and joy takes me. So I do all I can to maintain my peace, joy unspeakable, peace that surpasses most people's understanding, regardless of my situation and circumstance. And it's not easy. I have to remind myself to be ye mantra minded. And my mantras are positive. All that aside, I am a huge fan of SWV and Escape. Huge fan of both of them. Like, that was their music, was the theme music to a lot of my life in the 90s. Let's be clear, I'm 50. So during that time, I was partying, having a good time, loving and all that good stuff. Like, both groups. Love, right? The reason for this, though, is not just to show them, like, how much I love those groups. I love those girls, you know. Like, I don't know them personally. I'm knowing them more now, but namely who I decided to speak up about. That first episode, I watched it. I was excited, and I was disturbed. Because young lady, Tamika, I would love to just give you a long hug. I would. Because from the time you walked in that house, Tamika, from the time you walked in that house, I saw the anxiety on the way, and I can relate. That's why I'm making a video, because I can relate. Okay? I don't compare my mother to your mother because it's a whole different situation and scenario. And I don't compare my sister to your sister because it's a whole different situation, different people, different people. But the feelings is what I'm addressing today. The feelings that I can relate to. From the time you walked in that house, walking in, what you walked into, I already knew. Quick. I picked up on it quick. I see what this is. Favoritism in families is one of the biggest, saddest phenomenon in families, in family dynamics. Favoritism. And I'm not just talking about mine. I'm talking about people who have confided in me, and it was all I could do to keep from going in my bag of knowing what I know. But I do have compassion for victims of it. And yes, I said victims. Because if you don't know, then, you can't relate to my term. But if you know, you know. And when you walked in that house, Tamika, I hope you see this. I felt it. I felt what you've been feeling all along. And people don't realize how it affects your life and how you see life. It affects your perspective. So fast forward to episode 2. That's what really prompted me to make a video about this and just put it out there. Favoritism ruins and rots families. It really does. And the matriarch of the family, inflicting that on the siblings. That is despicable. It's despicable, you know. And I've seen that happen amongst the siblings and then trickle down to the grandchildren, where there's a favorite there too. And it causes such confusion, right? You know, it took me years to really figure out that it wasn't me. It wasn't me. That yes, I'm different, and probably different as a result of that treatment. I can say that. I think this is the first time I said that out loud. That me being different can be attributed to it can be attributed to that treatment. I wonder if if that was God's way of keeping me, setting me apart, if you will, and giving me a little something, you know, within myself to hold on to, you know, so I wouldn't just like kill myself because I couldn't figure out why I don't fit in family. That's heavy.